Hello everyone, hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. Just give me a second. So, if I'm audible and visible, you can post it in the comment section that I'm audible and visible. Sorry, I think this is the first time when I'm late. I'm not that guy who is even 1 minute late. I hate to be, even 1 minute late. I'm not saying I'm a, complete disciplinarian. I think that is the word. Oh my God, that's a tongue twister. So the fact is, we have to start today's Hindu analysis. That is 30th June 2025. Awesome. Like there are so many good news today, which we have to talk about. Good morning, Satyajit. Good morning, Madhvi. Good morning, Jeevayan, who is the brother of Vatsayan, and Amal. So 30th June 2025, let's start with the discussion. Page number 6, editorial, first article of the day, revisit digital search powers under the IT Bill 2025. Now what this article is all about. Mehwash Fatima ma'am has written this article. She's talking about income tax bill 2025. In that there will be a provision of digital search. See, these days what has happened? Cash has reduced to a greater extent, right? Good morning, Abhishek. So we are going more and more cashless, right? So according to income tax, if you want to, there are so many financial activities which are moving online. We have to keep a track of it if you want to know how much a particular person is worth. That will lead to something known as digital search power. So they can search your digital equipment, they can search your phone, they can search your electronic equipments without even proper judicial, they don't need to require any particular assent for that. Now that comes with its own set of questions according to Mehwash Fatima ma'am, because if they start searching our digital data, so to say, maybe some of our relatives data will come into picture when we are interacting with them, this and that. So how much of it is correct? What happens globally? What happens in Canada? What happens in US? Do they do the same, or they have some other different mechanism involved here? So let's talk about this. Then there are so many other issues which we have to talk about today. So Finance Minister proposed under IT Bill 2025 that tax authorities be allowed access to an individual's virtual digital space during search and seizure operation. So you may have seen a movie, Good Morning Mamta, I think Raid or something like that. So whenever the search and seizure operation is going on, they are saying that individuals' virtual digital space should be allowed access. Now, there's another question which has been raised by the author of this article. What about journalists? Journalists can be harassed if this virtual digital space is accessed time and again, So again, that is another point. Justification: as financial activities move online, enforcement must also go digital. That's what Income Tax Bill 2025 is stating, so that we have to go, into the digital arena. Only cash will not do. And it's not only about cash now. Everything more or less is going digital. Concern raised. The proposal, see, there was a K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, which you may have heard about. K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, right to privacy, Article 21. So when this whole, access is given to virtual digital space, access is given to income tax authorities, is it violating right to privacy under Article 21 of Indian Constitution given by K.S. Puttaswamy judgment? And that was also a constitutional bench. Now there are different terms which are involved here. What is a constitutional bench? A bench consisting of 5 or more judges. Cool, sir. So the proposal raises serious issues about privacy, surveillance, and governmental overreach. So what is your view on this? Do you support this whole thing? Do you support whatever government is thinking, or you feel like, no sir, this will be a breach of right to privacy? So current law, do remember when was Income Tax Act passed? Originally 1961. We keep on talking about it. Right to Education Act 2009, Right to Information Act 2005. So these years are important. Manrega 2005. Cool. So presently search and seize power limited to physical spaces, but now we want to go, or Income Tax Authority want to go into the digital space arena. These are types, again you can see here, expansion into digital space. Proposal will extend these powers, and the inclusion of the phrase any other space of similar nature makes a space scope open-ended and vague. Will it give too much power to income tax authorities? That is another question which we have to ponder upon. Good morning, sir. Sir went to Puri for Rath Yatra, so could not attend your classes live, and people died in Puri Yatra, Sashmita. 3 people died, I think, yesterday or something. We will talk about that news. We have talked about Puri also, and Lord Jagannath, Balram. Okay, so Subhadra, again, let's focus. So power to override access. Tax authorities may override access codes and passwords to access these digital spaces. So how much of our data will be safe now? Again, that has been a question which has been asked time and again. So this whole income tax bill is again taking us into that particular arena, whether our digital space is safe or not. Is government tracking our digital data? You are talking to someone on WhatsApp, how much of it is actually seen by government or not? However, operational challenges remain. Encrypted apps like WhatsApp, there are different entities like WhatsApp, etc., which has went to different courts when government has asked for data from them. So again, that will be a different challenge altogether. Third party exposure, you can see here, if you are, let's say I am a culprit, income tax authority searching my physical space, then they went to my digital space. Let's say I was talking to someone, let's say I was talking to Abhishek, or let's say I was talking to Mamta or Amal, and some matter, or Madhvi or some other person, and their material got disclosed. They did not do anything. Maybe I had too much money. What was their fault? So this is third party exposure. Digital searches can inadvertently expose data of unrelated people such as family, friends and professional contact. Who will take responsibility for that? Raises risk of collateral privacy violation. So there are so many things which we have to talk about here. Do remember one particular thing. Government should allow everything to protect country's interest. What about, like, if government start accessing, Abhishek, your data, which website you are going on, in the night, what you are doing or what other people are doing, whom you are talking to, what WhatsApp messages you are sending to, will you be okay with that? If government start accessing each and every data, so there is a limit to everything. Right to privacy, right to surveillance has to be balanced. You cannot say this or that, because you have to put yourself in that position. Not everybody is a culprit. Special risk for professionals that require confidentiality. Many people feel like this can be used as a tool to harass journalists who are not pro-government, so they can go search and seizure, and then they will start, entering into the digital space of these journalists. So this is like, this whole proposal of income tax bill has to be looked into with, deeper scrutiny. Cool. So again, you can see here, legal and judicial safeguards. Supreme Court has stressed the importance of judicial protocols and safeguards. Now, there are certain words here which we have to understand. From K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, right to privacy, Article 21. Okay, now let's talk about one particular. I will go to this lack of accountability. There's one word, this word. Proportionality test. When K.S. Puttaswamy judgment was given, UPSC has already asked a PYQ on K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, right to privacy, Article 21. They talked about something known as proportionality test. What is proportionality test? This line is very important. You have to keep it in mind from every exam perspective. Proportionality test means, let's say you are, putting a particular fundamental right under restriction. So is it legal or valid or not? Like the justification, whatever you are giving to put a restriction on fundamental right, like in this scenario, when they will start searching into your digital arena or going into your digital arena, your right to privacy is violated. So in a way, they are impinging upon our fundamental right. That has to pass through this proportionality test, that they can impinge upon our fundamental right only when there is a legal justification for it or valid justification. Otherwise, it's not any dissimilar to emergency, when they are continuously impinging upon your fundamental rights one way or the other. So K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, what was the proportionality test? Hope you understood what is proportionality test. That if there is a restriction on fundamental rights, whether the justification given is legal or valid or not. So there are different criteria which are there under proportionality test. There should be a legitimate claim by the government why they are putting a restriction on fundamental right. It should be necessary. Let's say there is a person like Vijay Mallya, etc. So you have to, search, go into their digital domain. So that is legible. That is necessary. Use least intrusive means and ensure legal safeguard. So there is a proportionality test under K.S. Puttaswamy judgment. Keep it in mind. That is actually important. Okay, sir. Now let's come back. So lack of accountability, the proposed provision under IT bill, it says, the author is saying, the editorial is saying that it lacks judicial oversight, clear guidelines. They can do anything without court order. They can go to your house if you are, like, they feel like you have disproportionate property and all those stuff, then they can go into your digital arena. They don't need any court order. That does not happen in Canada and US. What is the global standard in this scenario when it comes to, going into your digital space? Canada requires proper judicial approval. In US also, Taxpayer Bill of Rights and Courts, they uphold the need for warrants and due process before digital searches. So according to author, we are not following the precedent of Canada and US. We are going into another arena. You can always argue that, sir. Our case, our political system, our judicial system, it's all very different. We have so much pendency of cases. Average pendency of cases in judicial courts is almost 5 years, lakhs of cases pending. So that's why maybe government has done this. So, but again, there has to be a balance which has to be maintained. Hope you understood what this editorial is saying. Now let's solve one question so that you can understand things in a better way. So what is the way forward? Very important from mains perspective. Why? Because in GS mains paper 2, you have something known as transparency and accountability. GS mains paper 2, transparency, accountability. From that purpose also schemes. So from that perspective, they can ask you that you critically evaluate the proposed measures under IT Bill 2025. So rooted in legality, transparency and proportionality. We have talked about proportionality test propounded in K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, judicial warrant. Now the select committee reviewing the bill should narrow the definition of virtual digital space and introduce proper checks and balances. Otherwise, IT authorities, they would have too much power. Now let's solve this question so that you can remember, understand, or you have a brief summary conclusion of what we have just read. So IT Bill 2025. Shashmita has given the answer. So only physical locations such as houses and lockers, only financial records submitted to tax authorities, virtual digital spaces, including emails, cloud drives and social media, banking transactions routed through government authorized portals. So the answer is C. Virtual digital spaces including emails, cloud drives and social media as stated by Shashmita and Amal. Cool. Let's move on to next article of the day. Page number 10. Congress, BJP, AAP, we are not concerned with political parties. They can say anything they want to say, but we have to read about Sariska Tiger Reserve. If Sariska Tiger Reserve is in news, then it becomes important from every exam perspective, especially UPSC. We are talking from UPSC perspective. Where is Sariska Tiger Reserve? In Rajasthan. What is this issue all about? They are trying to do something, they are trying to reactivate 50 mining operation around Sariska Tiger Reserve. Again, whenever we talk about environmental related issues or environment related issues, we talk about two terms: economic development, environmental conservation. Many people believe, and we always make this stupid diagram. This is not stupid, you should make it when you are writing mains related questions on environment. Economic development, environmental conservation, and many people feel they are at the opposite end of the spectrum. But as we have discussed earlier, if you have watched my previous Hindu analysis, they do meet at a midpoint, and that midpoint is known as SD, sustainable development. So again, this whole talk related to Sariska Tiger Reserve is again between economic development and environmental conservation. So who answered it? Anandu, Madhvi, Jivayan, they also answer correctly, apart from Sashmita and Amal. So Sariska Tiger Reserve, sustainable development. So there are different opposition parties. They are talking about this mining operations. They will impact Sariska Tiger Reserve. Already a very, very sad incident has already happened in Sariska Tiger Reserve, where around 2004, there was no tiger in this Sariska Tiger Reserve. Then tigers were transported or brought from Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, relocation happened, and now you have good numbers of Tiger Reserve. I think more than 48 tigers you have. So again, there are different people, political entities who are talking about. We should be very mindful when we are trying to revive these mining operations. Now we have to talk about Sariska Tiger Reserve, Panna Tiger Reserve, all the other tiger reserves. And again, let me show you certain stuff and then we'll talk about this issue. This issue is fine, but more than this issue, the other things are important. So if you see Rajasthan, we are talking about Sariska Tiger Reserve, which is in news. What is the news? We'll talk about it. Sariska, Ranthambore, Keladev, these are very important tiger reserve in Rajasthan. Then as of March 2025, there will be more tiger reserve which may have been added after March 2025. But you have to look at this particular map. You have to remember as many tiger reserve as possible. Corbett Tiger Reserve, very, very important, because Project Tiger, when you're talking about Project Tiger was first introduced in Corbett. 1973 Project Tiger. So do remember Corbett is very important. Here we are talking about Sariska, Ranthambore especially, they are very important. In Madhya Pradesh, when you are talking about Madhya Pradesh, do remember this Panna Tiger Reserve. When tiger relocation started in Sariska, at the same time it also started in Panna Tiger Reserve. So all these are very important. Then when you are going to this Maharashtra, Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve, it also remains in news some way or the other. Then what? Nagara Hole Tiger Reserve, UPSC has already asked PYQ on it. So this particular map will help you a lot. Mudumalai, Satyamangalam, again UPSC has asked questions. Nagarjuna, Srishasalam, Satkoshia, Similipal Tiger Reserve, lots of PYQs already asked. So these, Valmiki Tiger Reserve, one of the rarest tiger reserve which we have in Bihar, asked in BPSC exam, not that much in UPSC. Then Pakke, Namdafa already UPSC has asked questions. Kaziranga, Manas. So you can see how important these tiger reserves are, and this map is very, very important. Okay, sir. Now let's go back to the news and then we'll solve some questions. So what is happening here? Opposition. Again, opposition can be anyone. Political parties, we are not interested. Whatever political parties are there, you people have to work as civil servant. So opposition has strongly criticized both center and Rajasthan government over a reported plan to redraw the boundaries of Sariska Tiger Reserve to allow the operation of 50 mining operations which were happening earlier, which was shut down by Supreme Court. So now this is alleged. We don't know that is the actual reality. That's why they are redrawing, or there is something else. Opposition is saying that this redrawing of boundaries of Sariska Tiger Reserve is happening so that 50 mining operations can resume. What do you people think? Should these 50 mining operations resume? Shashmita, GY and Madhvi, Anandu, Amal, Abhishek and others. So that I know what you people are going to say, but this is not a point. Like, there is no official immediate response. Central government or Rajasthan government is not saying that, no, we are redrawing it because we want those mining operations to resume. But at the same time, economic development also has to happen. But what about environmental conservation then? Also, Sariska is anyway very vulnerable because of what has happened in Sariska earlier. Tiger population was wiped out by December 2004. Zero tiger in 2004. There is another story. I have made one particular video earlier also, when there is one particular tiger reserve which was there in Odisha, which has zero tiger. So what was that tiger reserve? If you know it, post it. So this led to national concern. Tiger task force was formed. Tigers were relocated to Sariska and Panna. Panna is in Madhya Pradesh. In our time, there used to be a song, Panna Ki Tamanna. So again, Tamanna is currently a actress, very good actress. As of now, tiger population has increased to 48. So since there are vulnerabilities associated with Sariska Tiger Reserve, so you have, government has to be very mindful. Jairam Ramesh, he's of Congress. Again, we are not concerned with which political party this and that. We are concerned with the point raised, because as a UPSC aspirant, as a future civil servant, you have to know the pros and cons. So redrawing the reserve boundaries would allow 50 previously closed mining operations. Again, that's what he's discussing, and he's saying that no, government should rethink, because Union Minister, Environment Minister, they are both from Alwar region. Again, if you go back and if you see the map, I will show you and then we'll have a look at these points. So this Sariska, it's very close to the Alwar region. I think it is in Alwar district. Do check that out. Do remember these. Sometimes you may feel like Sariska is in Odisha, Simlipal. You may get jumbled up and confused. So maps help you in that regard. Cool, sir. Environmental impact. Congress labeled the potential move as ecologically devastating. When you are reading about these environment related issues, you should know. Shashmita is like, no sir, you should know different, we talked about economic development versus environmental conservation. The midpoint is sustainable development. Similarly, there is another quote which we have talked about related to environment. Prakriti rakshati rakshita. Nature protects if she is protected. So use these kind of quotes in mains answer as well as essay. So location, Alwar district. It is in Alwar district. Established wildlife sanctuary 55, tiger reserve 78. When was Project Tiger launched? Again, there is another question important from exam perspective. Project Tiger, Project Elephant, you have different project Crocodile also, I think, if I'm not wrong. So you have to arrange them in chronological order and write it in the comment section. When was Project Tiger launched? Project Dolphin, Project Elephant, all these projects are important. Project Tiger 1973. So terrain, Aravalli Hills, located on Aravalli Hills area. Again, you can have a look at this factual information. There are important points. First successful relocation of tiger from Ranthambore, which is again in Rajasthan, which also remains in news one way or the other. Sariska became the first tiger reserve in the world to successfully relocate tigers. Oh my God, anything first is so important. And this is not only first in your district, in your, state, not in your country, but in the world. So Sariska is very important. Contains also art and culture wise, you have Kankwari Fort, Pandupol Hanuman Temple. My Rajasthani friends, pardon me for the phonetics part. Do remember these things also important. They can include it in pre-options. This map we have already seen. And this is India related map on tiger reserves of India. Do have a look at it multiple number of times. Very important, very important. Now let's solve MCQ 2 of the day. Project Elephant 1992. Very good, Anandu. Consider the following statement regarding Sariska Tiger Reserve. It is located in Aravalli Hills of Rajasthan. The reserve once lost all its tiger due to poaching. Sariska was the first reserve in India to implement Project Tiger. Tigers in Sariska were reintroduced from Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. Which of the statement is or are correct? 1, 2, 4. 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3 and 4. International Big Cat Alliance has been formed in 2022. Very good, Shashmita. DDD. So again, it is located in Aravalli Hills of Rajasthan. That is correct. If first statement is correct, you can eliminate C option. Reserve once lost all its tiger due to poaching. That is also correct. So second is also correct. Second is correct, right? So you eliminate B option. Sariska was the first reserve in India to implement Project Tiger. When I was showing you India's map, I told you explicitly, good morning Mithun, I told you explicitly that Project Tiger was first implemented in Corbett National Park, not Sariska Tiger Reserve. If we go back again, Corbett. Project Tiger first implemented in Corbett, which is in Uttarakhand. Very good. So third statement is wrong. If third is wrong, the answer is A, 1, 2 and 4 only as stated by so many people. Like Amal has, I think, first answered it. Amal, Nisha tried it, Rishi answered it, Shashmita, Madhvi, no problem Rishi, Anandu and Jivayan. So the answer is A, 1, 2 and 4. Very good. MCQ 3. Which of the following tiger reserves witnessed complete local extinction of tigers followed by a successful reintroduction program? Bandipur and Manas, Sariska and Panna, Kanha and Satpura, Nagarhole and Dudhwa. So the answer is, you too have a wonderful day, Nisha. So the answer is Sariska and Panna. Panna, Madhya Pradesh, Panna ki tamanna. Again, Saran ma'am, as I keep on telling you people, like, share, subscribe, spread it worldwide, make me famous. And that will benefit you because then this program will continue the Hindu analysis. Otherwise, I'll be assigned some other work. So again, page 6 editorial. So I think first article was editorial. This is the third article of the day, editorial. Maharashtra, why we are reading about this page 6 editorial? Before I tell you what is going on here, let's talk about one more news which was there. This is the news which was published on the first page of Hindu today. Maharashtra scraps new 3-language policy. So there is a protest going on. I think we have discussed 3-language policy earlier. If you have not watched my Hindu analysis earlier, I will give you a brief overview within 30-40 seconds about this 3-language policy. Because this news has happened, Maharashtra has scrapped 3-language policy. Hindi has become a very sensitive issue. I was taking a paid class. And there one student, I think her name was Shreya. So she asked me, my sister's name is also Shreya. So she asked me something that, sir, what is the problem with different states? What is the, what problem different states have with Hindi? Why they don't want to speak it? I was like, they don't have any problem with Hindi. They have problem with a specific word called imposition. Hindi speaking is not a problem. Anyway, people of different states, they watch Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahut Hi different, so many things. The problem is with imposition. Even if within your family, your mother tells you that go, wash your room, you won't do it. If you want to do it on your own, you will do it. So imposition is a problem. Hindi per se is not a problem. So we have to understand this whole issue. I will give you a brief overview from 1920 still current, what is going on, and then you will understand this in a much better manner. So this is a particular editorial which was there. 3B, BBB, oh my God, Cheryl Cheston. Okay, so many people gave correct answer. So what this article is saying, that national education policy, they are nowhere saying that they are talking about 3 language policy. They are saying that all students across the country must learn 3 languages in school. But they are not saying that third language has to be Hindi or one of the language has to be Hindi. They are saying 2 languages has to be Indian. One can be international. International is English, and 2 Indians can be anything. There is a flexibility. But then there are other criterias also. That third language, if 20 or more students ask for that language, then only that language will be taught. Since in states like Bihar, nobody asks for, a very few people ask for Tamil, etc. So you will not see many people in Bihar, UP state, they are learning southern languages like people of southern state, they are forced to or imposed to learn Hindi. Again, if you feel like, oh my God, sir, you're biased towards southern states. I am from one of the Bimaru states. I am from Bihar. So I have no biasness this and that. I'm just telling you a brief, let me give you a brief overview in 30-40 seconds. Then you will understand what I am saying. So around 1920s, Congress in its Nagpur session, they said that there will be a reorganization of states on language basis school. Then in 1930s, Odisha and Bihar, they were separated. Many people feel this was the first linguistic separation, so to say. Cool, sir. Then in early 1940s, again Congress reiterated that we will do linguistic separation of states, linguistic reorganization. 1947, independence happened, but it was bittersweet because it came with partition. So now Congress and like that ruling coalition on Jawaharlal Nehru, etc., they were apprehensive about division of states on language basis. Different commissions were formed, Dhar Commission, JVP Commission, Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, Pattabhi Sitaramaiah, etc. So they were like, we will consider it in future. Then there was a person, Potti Sri Ramalu sir, in early 1950s, he went on a hunger fast and he died, and that led to creation of Andhra Pradesh, Telugu language, and linguistic reorganization started. And then you have Fazal Ali Commission, they came, 14 states, 7 union territories, etc., etc. You can check the numbers, and linguistic reorganization happened. Then in 1960s, we had one prime minister, his name was Lal Bahadur Shastri sir, very awesome personality. He said Hindi is national language. That led to protest in southern India. That led to almost around 1967, around that Indira Gandhi ma'am, she propounded 3 language policy. According to 3 language policy, what is the basic norm which actually happens? So many people think Hindi is a national language. Yes, Hindi is not a language, national language. Hindi is an official language. So what is this 3 language policy propounded in National Policy of Education 1968? The basic premise is, in South India, you like people, let's say people of Tamil Nadu, they will learn Tamil, they will learn Hindi, and like they will learn English, and then one third language which can be Hindi. And fine, in South India this is the norm. In North India, let's say in UP, what is the norm? You will learn Hindi, you will learn English, and one South language. That can be Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, or Malayalam. Now the problem is in South India, why this issue has happened and why every other day a question comes or an editorial comes on 3 language policy is, like central government, they stopped some money, around 20,000 crore of Tamil Nadu, because they were not implementing 3 language policy under PM Shri scheme and National Education Policy 2020. We can talk about PM Shri scheme, Samagra Shiksha later on, and that led to protest in Tamil Nadu. There is a very honorable minister, earlier finance minister, P. Chidambaram sir. He said that, South India, like Tamil Nadu, etc., they are being forced to implement 3 language policy. In North Indian states, Bihar, UP, etc., forget about 3 language, forget about 2 language. They are implementing 1 language policy. That means they are only learning Hindi. They don't even learn English because they don't have proper requisite number of English teacher. Forget about South Indian languages. So the point was, when in North India people are not learning 3 languages, why South Indian people are being forced to learn 3 languages? Hope you are understanding this. Same thing happened in Maharashtra some time back. Hindi was made mandatory for up until class 5. Protests started happening. Now that's why they have scrapped this particular policy, because the protest got too real for them and they have scrapped it, and that's why we are reading about it right now. Hope Shashmita Fazal Commission, very good. Hope you people are understanding the whole history. What is this whole history related to 3 language policy? Now let's talk about the editorial. Multiple articles came on this thing today, like this NEP 2020. National Education Policy, Hindi is my mother tongue. I respect all languages. Rishi, you are awesome, Rishi. Yaar. I love you so much. So National Education Policy 2020, it has replaced National Education Policy 1986. It has come after the recommendation of K. Kasturi Rangan Committee. Remember these words. Already a mains question has been asked on NEP 2020. One important point related to NEP 2020, does it impose Hindi? No. It says you have to. Does it impose 3 language policy? Yes. It says 2 Indian language, 1 international language. That can be anything. There is flexibility, but people believe that in South India and other regions, South Indian people, they will learn Hindi. But in Bihar, people will not learn Tamil because there is another requirement in AP 2020, as we have discussed. At least 20 or more student has to demand for a third language. Then only that third language will be taught. Will any people or any person in Bihar will demand like Tamil? Maybe those people who are watching Surya's movie or Rajnikant's movie, maybe those people will, but you watch it at a later age, right? So that is the justification. People will be forced to learn Hindi in southern states, but people of Bihar, UP, they will not be learning southern languages, as is happening right now. Three language policy has historically faced resistance. I have told you the whole history. Lal Bahadur Shastri sir, Hindi is the national language. Indira Gandhi ma'am came with three language policy under NEP 1968. Remember these facts, very important. There is a very, very high probability a mains question will be asked this year or next year on three language policy NEP, because it's a news like anything. So there is a concern that Hindi may become the default second language after the native language, despite the policy allowing choice. As we have discussed, NEP 2020 is not forcing Hindi. It is saying three language policy has to be there. But Hindi is not there. But again, the point is, since more and more people will demand for Hindi than other language, so third language will automatically become Hindi in southern states. Maharashtra government initially announced that Hindi would generally be taught as the second Indian language until class 5. That became a big issue there, you know. Marathi Ashmita, Marathi Manush, Marathi versus Hindi and all the other things. So this move triggered political opposition and was perceived as Hindi imposition. Because the issue was already going on in Tamil Nadu, so you know, the issue spread far and wide in Maharashtra as well. So what is your view on this whole issue? You know, do you support this so-called Hindi imposition, or you feel like people should, you know, anyway people are, like I have South Indian friend. There's one friend of mine who was working with me in Hyderabad, Shurika Bhaskar. She used to speak Hindi. But generally when people start saying, you have to learn this, you have to learn that, that's when opposition starts. Policy reversal. Maharashtra government withdrew the decision assigned. Again, you can see here. Political opposition unites against the perceived imposition. Anything which happens on its own is good. Imposition of any kind is bad. That is what the editorial is saying. And this was the news which led to that editorial which we were reading. Again, BJP, this is not the issue. But again, let's talk about the other fact. Why the central government is talking about Hindi? Because you need a unifying factor, man. India is such a big country. And if you talk about China, China has Mandarin and those language, common language, which everybody should know. When you have a common language, it unifies you. It acts as a binding factor. Unity in diversity, we keep on talking about. We have too much diversity. Do we have unity? That is the problem. How we will ensure unity? For that, there should be a unifying factor. And that is one justification given by people who feel like Hindi should be promoted. But there is a way. There is a way of promoting things. Imposition is not the answer. So again, if you have any view, you can post it in the comment section. Flexibility is must, imposition is wrong. Right, Sashmita. So demand-based implementation, a language is taught in school if at least 20 students request it, aiming for flexibility and neutrality. Hope you can understand this is what we were discussing. In practice, the range of language offered is limited. Students in Bihar rarely study South Indian language. I know many of you may be from Bihar who is watching my video right now or who will watch it later on. How many of you know Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam or these languages? I have so many friends from Bihar. None of them know these languages. They can know A ante Amalapuram, A ante Ahapuram, E ante Ichhapuram, Idatari, Lagataru Andhra Janam, or 96 song Kadale, Kadale. But that is not you knowing language. That is just songs, bro. So yes, most students may end up learning Hindi due to practical limitations and language availability. So people of South, they are learning Hindi, but people of North, they are not learning Southern languages. So again, there was a discussion which was going on yesterday. Amit Shah sir was saying in South states that Hindi is not the enemy. This should not be considered as foe. There was one leader of South. She said that, okay, then you people also learn Tamil. So these kind of issues, debates have started happening now. Very good, Jivayan. Where are you from, Jivayan? So call for reassessment and conclusion is party should adopt a unifying approach to language policy rather than one that appears politically or culturally imposed. Let's solve MCQ 4, which is based on the previous article which we have discussed. The proposed redrawing of boundaries of a tiger reserve to allow mining has recently been used. The reserve in question is, in Rajasthan, I learned Sanskrit as third language. Sanskrit is so a good language, such an awesome language. Asti sta stanti. We used to read about it, Shabdroop, Dhaturoop, and I think Shabdroop. Very good, Jivayan. In Karnataka, like there is an actor, his name is Yash. Good actor, KGF. I have not watched KGF. The background music of KGF was so loud. Oh my god. But I have heard KGF is awesome movie. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yash is awesome. There's Kantara. Kantara I have watched. Kantara is also a Kannada movie, and Kantara is awesome. The last few minutes of Kantara is like the best like portion I've ever watched in my life. Everybody should watch Kantara. So fourth answer is Sariska Tiger Reserve. MCQ 5 of the day. According to NEP 2020 and its implementation in Maharashtra, which of the following condition must be met for a third language to be taught in school? So I was saying KGF, the same guy who made KGF, he made a movie called Salar. Prabhas is the actor. I love Prabhas. So Salar, I went to watch Salar. Prithviraj Sukumaran was also there. I loved Salar. I don't know why. KGF, I found the background music to be too much. Or maybe I was watching from between in a friend's house. Salar, I watched in theater, like start to end, and I loved it. So that guy knows how to make movie who made Salar. Okay, let's focus, bros. We are deviating from the topic. So what is the answer here? According to NEP 2020 and its implementation in Maharashtra, which of the following conditions must be met for a third language to be taught in a school? So as all of you are saying, the answer is at least 20 students must demand that language. Very good. MCQ 6, which of the following is not true about NEP 2020's language policy? English can be chosen as one of the three languages. Hindi is compulsory. States have flexibility in language where students can learn regional languages. I too love Prabhas. Watch every movie of his, sir. Oh my God, our interest, converges so much. Very good, Shashmita. So what is not true? Do keep it in mind, these statements. UPSC do ask these questions. Sometimes you don't see not and you make mistake there. So Hindi is not compulsory for all students according to NEP 2020. 3 languages should be there, 2 Indian and 1 international. 1 international is English. Okay, sir. Next article of the day, page 8. Explainer. Why is the ECI delisting political parties? Now here comes RPA 1951, Representation of People's Act 1951. And RPA 1951 is very important from exam perspective, explicitly written in your GS mains paper 2. So here again, there are so many different types of talks which are going on. What are these registered parties? What is RUPP? So you will understand different words. Tussle between ECI versus Supreme Court. Then should more power be given to Election Commission of India? So there are different issues which we have to talk about here. All of you awesome who have given the answer of question number 6. So what has happened? ECI has started process of delisting 345 RUPPs. What are RUPPs? Registered unrecognized political parties. How they are different from the big political parties? See, when you become a big political party, recognized political party, there are other criterias. There are different criterias you have to satisfy. How much seats you are winning, how much percentage of votes you are getting, etc., etc. So these are RUPP. You will understand RUPP. These RUPP, why they are delisting Election Commission of India? Because they have not contested elections in last 6 years. Their offices, ECI was like, let's go and see where is their office. When they went to see, there was like nothing. So their office, they cannot locate. They have not fought election. Now the next question, the legal question, can they do that? That is a tricky question. That is an ambivalent question. Like, do Election Commission, they have power to delist these RUPP? Answer is not straightforward. I will tell you Supreme Court judgment and what Supreme Court judgment talks about, whether they do have these powers or not. In which scenario ECI can deregister these RUPP. So there are other cases which we have to take into consideration. So first of all, we are talking about, see here, these are registered unrecognized political parties. Now the question is, what are registered political parties? If a party is registered, what benefits it get? Does it get tax exemption? The answer is yes. Can they, do public broadcasting on national channel? The answer is no, not really. For that, they have to, follow or go and qualify some other criteria as well. You will understand. Just be with me. It's a tricky article. It's not an easy article, but you have to read this article because RPA, as we have discussed, is explicitly mentioned in your GS mains paper 2. So right to form association, fundamental right under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause C. Remember this, important from pre-perspective. Political parties formed under this can register with ECI as per Section 29A of RPA. Once registered, such parties become RUPP. Once you have got registered, you will get common symbol for election, you will get income tax exemption, but not everything. Like there are so many other things which political parties like BJP, Congress, AAP gets, which these RUPP, many of these RUPP will not get. Why? Because they do not have enough number of votes and seats. We'll go there. First of all, let's just be here. What is important in this particular slide? Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause C, what is that? Then, benefits enjoyed by this RUPP, registered unrecognized political parties. Tax exemption, common election symbol. What is common election symbol? Let's say they are fighting a particular election. They will have common symbol wherever they are fighting, be it in Bihar, UP, etc. Right to have 20-star campaigners. As we have discussed, these are the benefits for these RUPP. But they cannot go to a like DD news channel, this and that channel and do public broadcasting, as can be done by Congress, BJP and other political parties. For that, they have to, qualify and means fulfill some other criteria. Mandatory disclosure, they should maintain donor details. So these things are not very different from the big political parties. If you are getting contribution above 20,000, if you're getting donation above 2,000, there are certain criteria which they have to follow. If they don't follow, this tax exemption benefit will be taken away from them. Just listen to it like a story. The point which will be important, I will tell you. And you will solve question, you will remember things. As of May 2025, there are 2,800 plus RUPP, registered unrecognized political parties. Why we are saying unrecognized? Because not many people know about them. Let's say even you people, Madhavi, Jeevayan, Satyajit, Kirtana, Anandu, Shashmita, or me, Shubh. I love to be called Shubh. So I can feel like I want to fight against Modi sir, and I can form a RUPP and I can fight against him. But if I don't need any, I get 5 seats or 5 votes rather, then I will be an RUPP. Nobody will know about me. That has happened already. There are so many people in Banaras who fought against Modi sir, and those came under RUPP. You don't know about 90% of them, even more than that. So many RUPPs are inactive, earning the nickname later pad parties. The ECI lack explicit power. Now, this is what we are discussing. Now what ECI has done, they have deregistered these RUPP because you have not fought elections for a certain period and we are not finding your location. Can they do that? Here Supreme Court 2000 ruling will come into picture. They don't have explicit power. They can deregister only in exceptional scenario according to Supreme Court. So they lack explicit power to deregister a political party under RP Act for reasons like non-contest of election or non-filing of returns. Now they have done that. They have delisted RUPP under this non-contest of election, plus they are not finding the physical location. Supreme Court said when they can do this, they can deregister parties only in exceptional cases. Example, fraud, loss of allegiance to constitution. Now comes the picture. Whether whatever Election Commission of India has done right now can they do it legally or not? Many people are like, yes, we should give Election Commission more power. They should do these things. Should is fine, but can they? Again, that is a ambivalent question. Maybe some petition will be filed, or let's see how this whole thing pans out. So ECI action so far, 281 parties. So we have understood one thing: delisting, deregistering can happen in exceptional scenario. This thing that they did not fight elections, there are no physical location of their official where the party headquarter is. Are these exceptional scenarios or not? That's what you have to discuss. JDS is RUPP. Very good, Jeevayan. So 280 parties, delisted 217 mark. Inactive, you can see here. Not found address, inactive. So consequences, loss of common symbol and tax exemption. The point here is, can they do that or they cannot do that? So let's see how this whole thing pans out, whether this whole thing goes to Supreme Court or not. So need for further reforms, but the explainer, this article is saying that this is actually a welcome measure. ECI should do more things. Whether they take ECI to Supreme Court or not, that's a different thing. But sometimes ECI also feels like, with due respect to Election Commission of India, it sometimes to many people feels like a toothless tiger, more or less very much dictated by the terms of ruling party. Many people feel that way. I don't feel that way. I feel like, ECI is so transparent and everything. But there are different exceptions. So when ECI becomes proactive like this, it paints a good picture of ECI. As they keep on saying, there should be different codes which you should know, as we have discussed: environment, prakriti, rakshati, rakshita. Similarly, for election related thing, you should remember this code. Election should not only be, transparent. Election should not only be transparent, they should also be seen as transparent. What has happened in our country is, many people like you and me, they have lost faith in this whole process of election. We feel like everybody is same, doesn't matter which political party comes to picture or wins election, they all are same. We have lost faith in this whole process. That's why ECI is very important, because election should not only be transparent, they should also be seen as transparent. So these are some points which you have to keep in mind. And again, they have registered, you can see here, need for internal democracy. All these things have been cited by these, like, election commission and different suggestions of theirs, law commission, etc., etc. We will talk about RP in alag, means different article and different video. Don't worry about it. Here the basic point was, what is this RUPP? Hope you understood. If you did not understand it, one question will make it more clear for you. ECI's recent action is a positive step according to this explainer. What happens? Will it go to Supreme Court or not? Can they do that under Supreme Court directives of 2000? That's a different matter altogether, but this is actually a good thing. It shows that ECI is active. It's not only dictated by ruling entities, they have their own jurisdiction. But yes, it does require more power. There was a time when ECI did not even have an independent secretariat. Oh my God, independent secretariat. Okay, cool. Now, there is another point which you have to understand before we go to MCQ 7. What is this internal democracy in political parties, which you are seeing in conclusion, which you are seeing according to recommendation by Law Commission? Internal democracy point means that many people, they believe that more or less all these parties, be it Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, revolves around Arvind Kejriwal, be it Congress, revolves around a particular family, be it BJP, revolves around 2-3 people who are calling the shots. So it's internal democracy is a need of the hour in almost all big political parties. TMC, one particular entity. So there is a need for internal democracy that is continuously reiterated in political parties. Otherwise, it's become, okay, you can understand where I'm going with this. So let's solve MCQ 7. Which of the following benefit is not available to RUPP, registered unrecognized political party, as per the article? So access to free airtime, who has answered it? Oh my God, Shashmita Amal Awana. Kirtana, Rishi, Anandu, Jiva and Madhvi. So access to free airtime and public broadcast, oh my God, broadcasters during election, that is not available to them. Why am I stammering today? Okay, now serious issue. And this is very important. Israel-Palestine conflict, we will talk about it from historical times till present. What is this whole issue all about? UPSC has asked so many questions on West Asia, on these people. It's very important. And not only from UPSC perspective, bro, from humanitarian perspective also, it's important. So Israel orders Palestinians to evacuate parts of North Gaza. Now, there are different keywords here. This person, he is grieving. There are different keywords here in this article. Gaza, West Bank, East Jerusalem. You have to understand these words. Where is, like, Gaza? What is West Bank? What is East Jerusalem? What is this whole issue all about? What happened in 1940s? Then slowly and gradually, how Palestinians, Palestine is losing their territory. Like, what is the basic or unique significance of West Bank? So there are so many things which are important. So before we talk about this whole issue, like what is happening, evacuation order, blah, blah, blah. First of all, let's focus on the map of Israel. So if you see Israel, there were certain areas like Gaza, West Bank, and then East Jerusalem, which is a part of Jerusalem. So Palestine demands. Earlier, if you see, I will show you another map. And this map is somewhat debated. The map which I will show you right now. And then we'll talk about the So this was the earlier map, 1946, 47 plan, 49 to 67, 2012. This was the Palestine of 1946. Slowly and gradually, their territories, the territories acquired by Palestine has gradually reduced because, the world, like it's all about who is powerful. And it's not only about, I will not go into the political arena of this. I will just tell you the whole thing which has happened. So this is one map. Slowly and gradually, Palestine is reducing. So in the recent years, what is Palestine demand? And for understanding that, let's try to understand this map. So Palestine or Palestinian authorities, they are ruling over West Bank territory and West Bank region, and they are demanding that they should have exclusive rights over West Bank, Gaza, and a portion of Jerusalem, that is East Jerusalem. Both Israel and Palestine wants Jerusalem as their capital. So now Palestine is like, okay, give us East Jerusalem, a portion of Jerusalem. Slowly and gradually, as you have seen in the map, Israel has occupied portion of West Bank, Gaza, as well as Jerusalem. And now there are different talks going on. What is the solution? And like, is there a two-state solution? Is there a one-state solution? Is the solution is status quo or what? So we have to talk about at comes in between. What should I say, Avana? At sometimes do come. So, okay, before we talk about this issue, let's talk about the whole history. So, what is the history of this whole area? So, you can see here the land was historically known as Palestine, where Israel is right now, under Ottoman rule, blah, blah, blah. Then Jewish immigration started in early 20th century because these Jewish people, they were persecuted in Europe. Why this, especially the Holocaust? I have told you earlier also in my previous Hindu analysis, you can watch that. There were two reasons for Jewish persecution. Even if you discount the horror nature of Hitler, the two major reasons why Jewish were persecuted throughout the world except India, one was they were seen as the killers of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, he was also a Jewish earlier, and then the Christianity came. So one reason, Jewish people seen as killer of Jesus Christ. Second, they were seen as usurers. Usurers. There's another word which is known as usurers. Who are usurers? They are people, money lenders, who charge money at an exorbitant interest. And you will see that in US, I keep on telling people, most of the banks, they're the head are Jewish people. Even Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is a Jew. So Jewish diaspora, they have a significant presence in US, and that's why they call the shots when it comes to political landscape of the globe. So Jewish immigration, like Jewish people, why they were persecuted? Killer of Jesus Christ, usurers. They were like, there is a image in NCRT where they have been shown as like people with a big stomach and money on that. And again, I'm not going into the intricacies, hope you understood. So persecution happened and they were settled around this so-called Palestine region. UN partition plan happened, proposed dividing Palestine into Jewish and Arab state. The so-called Arab state, you have Egypt, you have Saudi Arabia, all these people, they rejected it. Jews accepted the plan. So Israel declared independence in 48 and they were settled around the current Palestine region. Arab nations invaded, leading to first Arab-Israeli war. 7 lakh Palestinians fled from the current Israel region, and this whole thing is known as Nakba. Nakba is catastrophe in Arabic. And you can see here, this was the whole Palestine in 46. Slowly and gradually, Israel was created, Gaza, West Bank, all these portions and some other portion were given. But slowly and gradually, Israel started capturing portions of Palestine. And now Palestine is an entity which is dying, And people are, earlier there were talks related to two-state solution. Israel and Palestine occurring means living separately. Now people are talking about one-state solution. Both Jews and Palestinian people, they are coexisting, living together with equal rights. Many people feel that cannot happen. And third is status quo. Let's keep it as it is. What is your view on that? You people should have a view on this. This is an important issue. Do you people want two-state solution, one-state solution, or status quo? So key issues: territorial dispute, Palestinians seek statehood in West Bank, Gaza Strip and East Jerusalem. As I have told you, territories occupied by Israel in 1967. What are these 6 days war, 7 days war? We can talk about it later on. Otherwise, the whole, topic will become big. This issue will come again. Israeli settlement. Israel has built settlement in West Bank, as we have discussed. West Bank, Gaza and East Jerusalem area. That's what Palestinian wants. Currently, Palestinians, or some time back, they were ruling from West Bank. But Israel has started also occupying the portion of West Bank. I have shown you the map earlier. What is West Bank? The more maps you see, the more you will remember these stuff. This is West Bank. This is Jordan. Jordan does not border Mediterranean Sea. UPSC has already asked PYQs on these facts. So you have to keep it in mind, all these factors. Innocent Palestine killed 45 Kiran. Oh my, I'm supporting only humanity. Okay, cool. So not Palestinian killed, like, Hamas And all those people are, we'll talk about that. Why you may feel like, oh my god, Israel is so bad. No, Israel also has a justification why they are doing what they are doing. So let's talk about all these issues. As a UPSC aspirant, as a future civil servant, you have to understand both the pros and cons. So Israel has built settlement, both Israel and Palestinians claim Jerusalem as their capital, as we have discussed. So now Palestinians want a portion of Jerusalem, that is East Jerusalem, as their capital. Security and violence, periodic war, rocket attacks from Gaza. Why Israel is bombarding Gaza and West Bank and all those areas, especially Gaza? Because in Gaza there is an Palestinian entity which has been declared as a terrorist organization, that is known as Hamas. So they have killed a lot of civilians in Israel, or as proclaimed by Israel. Because of that, there is something called a quid pro quo, and that's why Israel is bombing Gaza. Now it has become a humanitarian issue that Hamas had did something. Why are you killing a whole Palestinian? If you want to equate it in Kashmir, there are some people who are terrorists. Why the whole Kashmir should suffer because of it? I'm not equating both the issues. I'm just telling you I hope you can understand. Hamas is a terrorist organization inside Palestine, which a portion called Gaza. Why the whole Palestinian people should suffer because of it? That is one justification. Israel cites self-defense. Critics accuse it of disproportionate force. Hope you are understanding some part of it. Even if Israel is doing something, they are not entirely wrong. If Hamas keeps on bombarding Israeli cities, they have to do something about it. And if you see Israel, where they are located, they are surrounded by all hostile neighbors. We have talked about Abraham Accord earlier, but that is just one picture, bro. Israel is very, very vulnerable, and that's why they have this THAAD and all these things. So Israel is also, you cannot blame Israel completely. You cannot say, it's a very, very complicated picture, so to say. But we cannot justify Israel or Hamas. Both of them are at fault here. Israel, a democratic state with a powerful military, claims right to exist and defend itself. But yes, they can defend itself. But can they slowly and gradually erase the whole Palestine and the whole territory and gulp it down and become a one state? That is another matter which you have to talk about. Palestinian Authority, they govern part of West Bank. We have seen West Bank seek a two-state solution. Hamas militant group that controls Gaza, and this is a Palestinian group designated a terrorist organization by US and EU, oppose Israel existence. They don't, like Hamas is not talking about that Israel should go away from Gaza or West Bank or East Jerusalem. They are like, we will annihilate Israel. Again, Israel has to take an offensive pose in that regard. International actors, these people are involved, but they have not been able to ensure peace in this particular region. Right? Cool. So now there are different issues, solutions. What are the solutions? Two state, one state, status quo. Two state means independent Palestinian state alongside Israel, supported by UN and most world power. This is the world view. Like Israel and Palestine, they should coexist peacefully. The other point is one state solution. Anyway, Israel has occupied most of the Palestinian territories. So let's create a single state where Israelis and Palestinians live with equal rights. Even now, when you see the different constitutions which are being framed in Israel, many people call it's a Jewish apartheid state, where Jewish people, they have exclusive privileges over Palestinians. So this cannot happen according to the current scenario which is going on in Israel. And the third point is status quo. Let's continue the way the things are going on. You should know all these things. What is your view? What should happen? Two state, one state, or status quo? UPSC has already asked question on two state solution. Now we will go to these PYQs. Let's talk about the issue which was there. Why we are reading all these things. So this is the point. Israel orders Palestinians to evacuate parts of North Gaza because they have to bombard that portion. They have to eliminate Hamas. So Israel military ordered Palestinians in northern Gaza to evacuate on Sunday due to plans for intensified fighting against Hamas. Now you will understand the whole picture. Now when you read about Israel-Palestinian issue, you will understand things in a much better manner. Exactly. India also support two-state solution officially. So former US President Donald Trump, he's saying all these things, make the deal in Gaza, get the hostages back. Netanyahu was scheduled to receive an update from military officials on the offensive progress. So Israel approaches, we have to eliminate Hamas in Gaza. Hamas is like, we will eliminate Israel. Israel is like, we will eliminate Hamas. In this process of elimination, God knows what will happen to the innocent Palestinian people. Okay. So yeah. Military assessment, again, the things are going on, evacuation details. Now they are saying that North Gaza evacuate. UN people are saying that none of the portion in Gaza is safe. Israel can bombard anywhere and everywhere. They are saying evacuate North Gaza. They can even bombard South Gaza. The whole Gaza is vulnerable right now. And that whole thing is happening because of Hamas and the activities of Hamas. But again, Israel is also not doodh ka dhula, as we call it in Hindi, that totally innocent. That's actually extreme. So Israel military sent text messages, and you can see here, to move south of Al Mawasi area and Khan labeled a humanitarian area. They're saying move away from North Gaza, go to South Gaza, we will not bombard there. UN is not believing Israel after what has happened in, different Palestinian, like West Bank, Gaza, and all these regions. Israeli army intensified bombardment. So again, this is a very, very complicated issue. There is no right or wrong answer, but you can sympathize with one group or the other. I sympathize with one group or the other, I cannot tell you. But in exam, in UPSC, you have to balance it out. You have to say why Israel is doing what they are doing because of Hamas and their aim of annihilating or completely eliminating Israel. And why Palestinians are very worried about it, because there is no Palestine state, so to say, which was there in 1940s. It's all gone. PYQ 8. Term two-state solution is sometimes mentioned in the news in the context of the affairs of China, Israel, Iraq, or Yemen. Chepandis. As everybody Chepandis, Shashmita, Amal, Anandu, GY, and Madhvi. The answer is Israel. PYQ 9, UPSC 2015. Which of the following countries of Southwest Asia does not open out to Mediterranean Sea? Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, Israel. I think two-state solution or neutral. What is your opinion, sir, between two-state solution? Rishi, I want two-state solution. I want, West Bank, Gaza region, and East Jerusalem. They should be left for the Palestinian people. Hamas should be eliminated, according to me. I don't support Hamas. Also, I feel like Israel under Benjamin Netanyahu is just too aggressive. They have to curb that aggression. It's not good. They are like fighting here, there, everywhere. Lebanon, Syria, Iran. You can understand hostile neighbors, but some peace has to be restored in that region. Too volatile. Not good for us also, from energy security, from West Asian diaspora point of view. Which one of the following countries of Southwest Asia does not open out to Mediterranean Sea? The answer is Jordan, as stated by so many people. And like it has come down so much that I cannot even see who answered it, but so many people answered it. So Satyajit, Amal, Madhvi, Chandru, Jiva, and Rishi, Anandu, Satyajit, Kirtana, and Sashmita. Yesterday, Saturday, 28th June, we talked about Puri Rath Yatra. Shashmita came from there. We talked about Puri Rath Yatra, we talked about Kalinga style of architecture, Duela, Jagmohana, all those stuff, what is Garbhagriha, Sanctum, Sanctorum. There we have discussed how many people were facing heat wave issues and all those stuff, and even Chief Minister, Governor, all people were there. And I think we had this discussion on Saturday where I was like, there can be better patrolling, better management in Puri because this is one of the Char Dhams. And now see what has happened. We like from UPSC perspective, how many people died and this and that. It's a sad reality, bro. This thing happened even in Prayagraj. This is not good. This thing keeps on happening. This is not the first time we are hearing about stampedes. Just I've included this particular news just that you can revise Puri Rath Yatra, whatever we have studied on Saturday. Puri is in news. It was in news for happy reason on Saturday, not so happy reason today. We have talked about mother sister's place, other temple which people go from Jagannath temple, Puri Jagannath, all these things we have discussed. Do revise it. We have our sympathies with the family. What more can we do, apart from sympathies? The lives are lost. 25 lakh aid is not going to do, it's not going to bring them back. Cool, sir. So that's it from me. I will share this particular PDF. And yes, sir, like, share, subscribe. If you feel like you are benefiting out of these, analysis, share it, so that we get more incentive. So that one day we have 100 live, 200 live. God knows, there is no limit to that. We have to spread this. So like, share, subscribe, make it a movement. I will share this particular PDF along with the answer of these questions in Fun Study with Shubh. We have done 9 questions today, I think 2 PYQs. If you want, you can share your score in the comment section. How many you got correct? Also, sir, I am continuously telling you, this is the time period when you will be seriously starting for both 26 and 27, based on your preparation level. So, there is a sale which is going on, Monsoon Dhamaka sale. It is ending today, sir and ma'am. After today, if you join 2026 or 2027 batch, the prices will increase. Don't tell me that, Shubh sir, you are such a ganda bacha and all those stuff. No, I have told you. I have told you today that the prices will increase from tomorrow. So if you feel like you have any issues, I will tell you the features also both 26 and 27 batch. If you are facing any issue, any iota of doubt, you can join the batch if you want to give UPSC pre and UPSC mains in 2026, this particular 26 batch. Or if you are planning for 27, you are in graduation, you are a working professional, you are planning long term, we should plan long term. I have told you earlier also, there are multiple toppers who have taken classes not once but twice. There are so many examples. You Google it, you will find it out. Many people see these classes or these batches as a taboo, that no. I also had this feeling when I was preparing. I faced lots of issues because of it, and maybe that's why I'm here. If I had taken proper classes, I had not been like, no, I will prepare everything on my own, I'm a James Bond. Don't do that. Don't be a hero. Follow certain things, be disciplined, and if you feel like you need some guidance, join. If you are giving and again, don't waste waste attempt. That's why I'm telling, if you're giving 26, because where are you at the preparation level. If your optional is completed by January, February next year, then you will give pre of that year. If your optional is not complete, you have not made proper notes, you are wasting your attempt of 2026. So if you feel like you have done your optional, you have to complete your GS now, streamline your notes, this 2026 batch is for you. Otherwise, 2027 batch you have to attempt for. Don't waste your attempt, sir and ma'am. Doesn't matter whether you are a general category student, you are an OBC, ST, SC, ST, attempts flow like this. And we have faced this. Till the time I realized how things happen, attempts were gone. So use your attempts very judiciously. Don't waste your attempt. And that's why we launched these batches, 26 or 27. Again, based on your convenience. The process, if you have watched my videos earlier, you already know the process. You will go to all languages, English, and this is the batch for 2026 if you will be giving UPSC pre in 2026 based on your optional preparation. This is the batch for 2027. Even you can join our optional batches. For all these batches, you have to use my code only, SHS Live. You will get maximum discount, which you are seeing in the... Are you seeing it in the bottom section? Oh my God, today you're not seeing it in the bottom section. Let me show you in the bottom section. This thing which you're seeing in the bottom section, SHS Live, for maximum discount. Now, because today is the last day, let me tell you the features also. 36% off, valid till 30th January. This is 31,999. This will reduce further if you use my code SHS Live. What are the, if you want to join this course, you should know the features. So these are the features: mentorship, structured material. If you clear UPSC pre 2026, whatever money we are taking, doesn't matter it is 31,999, 24,999 after applying my code, all this money will be reduced, returned to you. We are not kidding here. You can see here. Full fee refund for prelims qualifiers. So clear pre 2026, make us proud, get your whole fee back, become a part of MRP, Mains Residential Program. All these things you can see here. You will follow our study material, watch my Hindu analysis, and then give more and more tests for pre as well as mains. So these features, they matter, and I have shown you how you can join it. You will go to buy now, and then here you can see the price, 31,999. You will add promo code. You will enter my promo code, that is SHS Live, SHSLIVE. You will put apply. The price will reduce by 7,000. If you have any queries, you can see this number here, 9240231070. Call on that number. Don't be a hero. Any query, any doubt, call in this number. Say Shubham Sagar sir, of StudyIQ IS English, he has told me to call. I want to use his code SHS Live. I have some queries. Those people will even use this code and tell you how to reduce the price further, blah, blah, blah. Whatever issues you have, sir and ma'am. So again, last day today, join it. This is for 2026. For 2027, let's also see their features. So if you go here again, all languages, English. This is for 2020. Where is this? Yeah, 2027. So price is 36,999. That will reduce. That will reduce to 29,999 once you apply my code. If you apply any other code, the prices will not reduce that much. Mode of learning, blah, blah, blah. See, this is the key features. One-to-one personalized mentorship, comprehensive study material, robust test series, 75 plus prelims tests. Tests are important, mocks are important. 12 mains test, residential program, MRP is going on right now. IGP interview guidance program, again, full refund. If you clear pre, we will initiate full refund for 2027 batch as well. So again, sir and ma'am, don't waste any time. If you feel like you need any help, don't be a hero. become a disciplined guy, become like Virat Kohli, who says discipline is boring. Join any of these batch according to your preference. The price will reduce to 29,999, I guess, after applying my promo code. Let me see, SHS Live, apply, yes, 29,999. And the features you have seen here, this course, what is the difference here from 2026? The validity is longer. 2026 was valid for 3 years, it is valid for 3 or 4 months, and then you have all these features, plus the classes will go for a longer duration. So again, these are the points which you have to keep in mind. Today is the last day. Prices will increase. Don't kill me for that. Any queries, sir and ma'am? What have you? Every year this happens during Rath Yatra. No. Every year if people die during Rath Yatra, Shashmita, this is a sad thing. We should not be allowing this to happen. We should make government accountable. Crowd was its highest this year according to sources, yes. 22nd August, UPSC mains. Very good, Avana. So I think our people have some lack of civic sense. That's why stampede are more nowadays. Plus, you have to control those people. There has to be proper arrangement. What is your opinion about conflict between government and state government in South India? We'll talk about it tomorrow, Amal, this whole issue. This is a big issue, governor and state government. Like this has been going on and I made some separate videos on it. We'll talk about it. This will come. Thik. So I think I'm gone now. I'll see you people tomorrow. As I've told you, like, share, subscribe, spread this video far and wide so that maximum people benefit out of it and we get more and more encouragement to continue these series. Today is the last day. If you want to join any batch, 26, 27, join it. Use my code SHS Live. Bye-bye, tata. I will see you people tomorrow.